A warm welcome to today's edition of GFA News live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Football Association with me, Zainab Abubakar Bamba. In our very first story, the Ghana Football Association and the French Football Federation, through the French Embassy in Accra, have been in partnership over the years to help support the growth of women's football in the country. Through this initiative, the French Embassy, Alliance Française in Accra, Dank Grassroots Community Center and Besasaka organized a Women in Sport event at the Dank Grassroots Jamestown Community Center to encourage young girls who have interest in sports. Now, former Black Queens head coach Mercy Tego Kwaku was in attendance on behalf of the Ghana Football Association to speak to selected schools who were in attendance to encourage them to take their passion seriously.
Growing up and falling in love with football, for that matter, soccer. I'm coming from a family where education is something they cherish so much. So, as a girl child wanting to play football, just imagine the challenges I encountered. My parents, both parents, are well educated and they don't see why their daughter should play football. Here in Ghana, during my time, when you play football, they see you as a vagabond, if I may use that word. Somebody who doesn't school, who doesn't have a good home, coming from a background where you can't even point any prominent person. So it was very difficult, honestly. It wasn't easy. But then that was something that I wanted to do. I started as an athlete. I played a little long tennis. Then it was long tennis. It wasn't tennis. But along the line, during my school days, I realized athletics was very, very, very prominent. So I ventured into athletics and I was doing very well till I completed O level. My time was O level, not SS. So when I came, my family were transferred. My dad was transferred to from Western Region to Greater Accra, and I met a friend who happens to be a football player, a national team football player. And the area, the location in which he lived, there was annual games for both male and female. So I was introduced to one of the female teams, and I found myself in the regional team, then to the national team. It got to a time I had to lie to my family. I secured a job with Ghana National Force, and that's where I work. Currently, I'm the district commander of the Far Station. But I had to lie so that I'll have my way when it comes to football. There was a time the team I was playing for had to go to Kumasi, Ashanti region, to do justifier for the national team. That was the maiden edition of our Black Queens. And I was invited, but how could I have told my dad that I'd been invited to go and play football, knowing very well that I'm working and schooling at the same time? So I had to lie. I'm not saying lying is a good thing. Please, listen to this. Just let it go through here and off it goes. I got a chance to go to Kumasi. The excuse that I'm going for relevant duties at the office. When I went to Kumasi and played, I was selected. The following day, my parents were sitting in front of television watching news and saw me part of the national team players that have been selected. And here I am, Mercy Tego. I was there. So the question is, were they happy? Was I going to be encouraged? Will I continue to play? Would they give me a free room to operate? By God's grace, I had the opportunity to continue with my football. Aside that, remember, studies was key in my family. So now there should be a kind of agreement. If you play football, then you play alongside, simultaneously. So when I go to school, I make sure I do my best. When I come back home, I get the chance to train. So in a nutshell, this is how, or basically, this is how I started my playing and the challenges I encountered, some of the challenges I encountered with my family. Thank you.
The Ghana Football Association and the French Embassy in Ghana are committed to continuing their collaboration with plans for further exchanges and joint initiatives that will benefit the football communities in both countries.
At the French Embassy, we want to promote gender equality through sports. And so we had this flagship program, which is a partnership between the Ghana Football Association and the French Federation of Football. The idea was to give more exposure to the female teams of Ghana. And so thanks to this project, the Black Princesses had the opportunity to get some high-level training at Clairefontaine, which is one of the best training centers, the best one in France actually in football. And so they had the opportunity to go to get this training with the best coaches. And then some coaches went to Accra, to Fram actually, to give them some tools and to train also the referees, the coaches, so that the project could be more sustainable. So the U15 championship was organized in April in Accra, and actually it was organized by CAF, and the French Federation of Football, the FFF, came back to deliver some trainings. And actually we hope that this kind of initiatives will keep going, and that the partnership will continue even without the support of the French Embassy between the Ghana Football Association and the FFF.
The Black Queens of Ghana are currently in Morocco intensifying their preparations ahead of the Women's African Cup of Nations. The team defeated Malawi 3-1 in their first friendly match in Morocco and won 4-2 against Benin in their second game. The team will play their last friendly match against Nigeria. Now, head coach Kim Lance-Bjorkgren has highlighted the importance of the upcoming match against Nigeria as a benchmark for the team's progress ahead of the Women's African Cup of Nations.
With full respect of Malawi and Benin that we have played against, Nigeria is one step up, one of the best teams in Africa, good players on almost every single position, so it's going to be a very, very tough game, but that's also what we need now. Now we have to show that our lowest level is high enough. We know that we can score goals. We know that we have a good defense as well. So it's just going to be fun to match against one of the best teams. And I'm really looking forward to that one. But today I just want to enjoy this victory. Yeah.
The national under-20 male side, the Black Settlers, are also in Prampram preparing for the Wafu B Under-20 Boys Cup, which will take place from Thursday, July 10 to Wednesday, July 23, 2025 in Accra, Ghana. Now, attacking midfielder Hayford Edubuahen spoke to GFA News about the team's readiness and preparations ahead of the maiden tournament.
I think we went for the AFCON early this year, and it was not that bad for us. Unfortunately, our plan was to qualify to the World Cup, but we didn't get the opportunity to qualify to the World Cup. So coming back home to host this Wafu tournament, we believe in ourselves. The mistake we did in AFCON, we are trying our possible best to not do the mistake in this Wafu coming up. We have belief in this team. We are trying to prepare a good team for this Wafu too. So we played everyone to support us and pray for us to win this Wafu we are coming to play. In our group, we are playing against Nigeria and Benin. I think we met them in Wafu, the qualifiers to AFCON. We met them. I think it was not an easy game, but as we played them in the Wafu, the qualifier for AFCON, we try to do the correct things so that we don't repeat the mistakes we did in the Wafu. We are full prepared for this tournament. We only opponent who come across us, we are full ready for them because we don't have to lose any match in our home ground because we are hosting. So it's good for us to show quality in terms of playing, in terms of scoring. We don't have to even concede goal. So we are full prepared for this tournament.
And the Ghana Football Association will be rolling out a youth football timeline, a comprehensive calendar of off-season youth football competitions set to take place from August to October 2025. This initiative is part of the Football Association's unwavering commitment to nurturing young football talent across the country and providing structured platform for development. Dasibre Edu Asare, RFA coordinator at the Football Association, gives us insight into this initiative by the Ghana Football Association.
For this particular season, we are looking at starting with the KGL, the flagship program for this youth development. And we are looking at 4th to 10th August as the date for the KGL. That is from the 4th, and then the final game will be on the 10th of August 2025. Then after, we'll move straight to the Elite U15 Boys Colts Championship. You know, all these competitions are strictly for Colts players. It is the president's wish that we introduce U19. That is a competition for the Division 2 clubs. So it is strictly Division 2 players that are within the age category of 19 and 18 that are expected to play in this competition. And that will be from 19th to the 28th of September. 19th to the 28th of September. And that is the Elite U19 Championship. Then after, we'll do the U15 girls from on the 5th of October to the 11th of October. That one also strictly for U15, the girls category. You know, most of the regions have started with U15 Colts football. Northern region, Greater Accra region, Brong Ahafo, they have all started. And out of it, they have recruited players to come to this particular competition. The others who have not, we are still entreating them to start. But then gradually we are putting together, we want to make sure that at least the olden days where if you're a girl and you want to play football, you have to join from the Division 1 will end. That is the reason why we are introducing the Colts for girls as well. Then the final competition for this season will be from the 14th to 19th of October, and that is the Elite U17 girls. This is also a new introduction into the system to also make sure that the girls that are recruited for the under 15 will get a progression into the 17. So basically, these are the outlines. We have 5 major competitions this season for youth development, and we pray that it goes well for us to get the best out of it. This is strictly for development. We scout, and then when we find, we train, and then they develop. So from under 13, if you realize now, we have youth national teams for almost every year category. And these players are supposed to be scouted into the national teams. We have under 15, under 16, under 17, under 18, under 19, under 20. All these, we have national teams for it. So these competitions are supposed to help us recruit players into those national teams. And then also, especially for the U15 competitions, it is supposed to be a feeding point for our elite academies. You know, now we have 3 major elite academies, one in Bolga, we have one in Ashanti region, which is where we are using Prempeh College, and in Greater Accra, we are using Achimota. Bolga, we are using Bolga Senior High. So these are where we have our elite academies. And in the U15, when players are selected, they are sent to these academies, and automatically they become national assets. We have criteria for selection, and then we have key regulations they are supposed to follow. I will only advise that all regions must come prepared, and then they must use the right criteria for their selection. I know now most of them are playing their inter-district competitions where players will be selected for this particular elite championship. And as they do, they should give us the best of the best from each of the regions so that they will come and showcase their talent. Definitely, there will be agents and scouts all over coming around and you don't know when your player will be picked. So we'll urge them that they should come with the mindset of coming to develop and not entirely just to come and win a trophy and go. All games are going to be played in Pram Pram. It is the U19 that we are still fine-tuning to make sure that at least the final will come out of Pram Pram. And the KGL as well, we're also thinking of taking the final out of Pram Pram to get more viewing populace to come and look at it. This season is going to be exceptional because we are building on what we learned last year. You know, we had some players that were able to go into our academies, and then we can see the development from there. Again, this time around, we are adding more like seminars and other educative programs to the whole competition. So the coaches that will come will get the benefit of being trained, and then there's some resource persons that will also come around and educate our girl children and then our boys as well. So we are adding to the whole thing, not just come play and go, but it is a total development. So career guidance and everything, we are looking into developing the kids and then their coaches in all those areas to make sure that it is a full package for them. And then as they leave Pram Pram, they will go a complete player or a complete coach.
Now, with the transfer season being open, my colleague Mohammed Shaban is here to bring you all the exclusive and all the hot transfers with Mo's Corner.
All right, this is Mo's Corner. My name is Shaban Mohammed. We are focusing on the coming season. You know, we are done with the 2024-25 season. We are entering into 2025-26 season, which will commence on the 12th of September 2025 and end in May 2026. So, of course, a lot of teams are preparing. But first of all, let's look at the technical department of the teams. Heart2Folk officially have appointed Masood Didi Dramani as their head coach. And Masood takes over, and then he will be having two deputies with one goalkeeper's coach. And Najao Issa has also started working with Heart2Folk. And if you look at the new technical setup, they will be officially be unveiled next week as part of Heart2Folk's new project ahead of the new season. So this is Heart2Folk's new team: Masoodi Dramani, Fifi Hansen Parker, and then Najao Issa, and then Abdullahi Ghazali, who is a former head coach of Baseke Holy Stars. We are moving on to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They've done some unveiling of new players. Johnson Owusu Oppong has signed for them on a permanent deal, and Johnson has said that Kotoko has been his favorite club from childhood, and so he's very happy to sign for them. They've also officially announced the signing of Hubert Jehu, who joined from Berekum Chelsea. Hubert is a midfielder. He's in part of Berekum Chelsea team from last season, second round. Then this season, he had his full season with the club. Officially, he is a Kotoko player. And aside Hubert Jehu, they've managed to get Francis Akwa from Bechem United. And Francis Akwa has also said that he is coming to give his all for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And so we'll be looking at some exclusive deals by this clubs. But then we've looked at Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Let's go to the CAF Champions League rep. That is Bebeani Gold Stars. We know Kotoko will be representing us in the CAF Confederation Cup after winning the M10 FA Cup over Golden Kick, who are Division 1 Zone 3 side. But for Bebeani Gold Stars, they had to battle the likes of Hearts, Kotoko, Samatex, who were defending champions at that time, Berekum Chelsea, Media. So of course, they've done a lot of work. But then they've done some recruitment. Emmanuel Konto is a midfielder of Nations FC. He was loaned to Young Apostles this season. But then officially, Nations FC have released Konto to Bebeani Gold Stars, and the deal is done officially. And so after him, they've done another signing from Nations FC, and that is Barry Maban. Barry Maban is a former player of Serie All Stars and signed for Nations FC for a 3-year deal. He's played 2 seasons, but Nations feels he will be better off playing for Bebeani Gold Stars. And so the deal is done. Barry Maban will don the jersey of Bebeani Gold Stars next season, the 2025-2026 season. Then one deal done by Bebeani Gold Stars, Emmanuel Ankra And Ankara was part of the Bafut team that sealed qualification to the Premier League and participated in the 2023-24 Ghana Premier League season. Aside that, he played for Nsatraman last season, but then he did not finish the season with them officially. He is a player of Baby Gold Stars. He signed a 3-year deal, expected to stay in the club until June 2028. These are some confirmed deals done in the Ghana Premier League. We're expecting some news around Techiman 11 Wonders, who are yet to appoint their new head coach, and Hoho United, who are also expected to appoint a new coach. All right, so before we sign off on Mo's Corner, because this season we'll be looking at more deals that will happen exclusively on GFA News, Razak Simpson, Stephen Amankona, there are deals that we are looking up to, that at the end of the season, we are going to see these players making a move in the transfer window before August 24th, 11:59. And so we are looking at that. But for Razak Simpson, Heart of Oak have officially shown interest. And nations have responded to Heart of Oak. And it's a huge sum of money. And if Heart of Oak are able to pay this huge sum of money, then the possibility of getting Razak Simpson will be very high. But we'll be following keenly with all updates on these issues. My name is Shaban Mohammed. We will bring you all the up-to-speed transfer updates on GFA News.
And that's how we end today's edition of GFA News. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Football Association with me, Zainab Abubakar Bamba. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ghana Football Association. On behalf of the team at the Communication Department, thank you for being a part of the show. Do join us same time next week. Have a good evening.